There is a statement I once made that has been misunderstood again and again. I said, "I don't believe in God, I know." People thought it was arrogance. It was not. It was the only truthful way I could describe a reality that I had witnessed in the human soul. You see, the existence of God is not to me a matter of speculation. It is a psychological fact, as real as the hunger for meaning, as undeniable as the instinct to love. For wherever one looks, in dream or myth or madness, there he is. The same pattern, the same presence, endlessly reborn in human form. Every culture from the dawn of time has known a symbol of totality, a sun, a circle, a divine pair of opposites united. Even when these peoples never met, their symbols spoke the same language. Why? Because the image of God is not taught, it is inborn. It rises from the depths of what I have called the collective unconscious, that vast, timeless layer of the psyche where humanity stores its most ancient patterns. Just as the body carries the imprint of evolution, the mind carries the imprint of the divine. We do not invent God. We remember him. Within the psyche, there exists an image I call the archetype of God. It is the pattern of unity, the instinct toward wholeness that urges the divided human being to become complete. It appears in dreams as a wise old man, a radiant child, a divine mother, or a still center of light. The names change: Yahweh, Shiva, Logos, Tao, but the essence remains. It is the same reality wearing different masks. To encounter this archetype is to feel the pull of the infinite within one's own soul. It is not an idea, it is an experience that commands reverence, reshapes the life, and rearranges the soul's order. This is why I have said the symbol of God is indispensable. Without it, the human being is psychologically incomplete. In the moments when this archetype awakens, one feels what I have called the numinous. It is the strange mixture of fear and fascination that comes upon us when we sense a power larger than ourselves. Modern man believes himself to be rational, yet he trembles before beauty. He weeps before music. He kneels, even unconsciously, before whatever seems infinite. That trembling is not superstition. It is the soul recognizing its origin. When the numinous moves through us, the boundaries of the ego loosen. The small self begins to realize that it is contained in something greater, and that greater something behaves in every respect as what we have always called God. In my studies, I found that the image of God and the image of what I call the self are identical. The self is the totality of the psyche, the union of conscious and unconscious, light and shadow. The ego, by contrast, is only a fragment, the tiny island we mistake for the whole continent of our being. When the ego encounters the self, it feels as though it meets another person, wiser, older, eternal. People call this meeting a revelation, a vision, a conversion. Psychologically, it is the moment the ego beholds the face of God within. Thus, the human being does not believe in God. He experiences him whenever he moves toward wholeness. To approach one's own depths with honesty and courage, is already to approach the divine center of one's being. But what happens when this inner image is denied? When modern man declares that God is dead. The archetype does not vanish. It merely descends into the unconscious, where it begins to manifest in distorted forms, ideologies, tyrannies, the worship of money, the intoxication with power. When the symbol of God collapses, the human being does not become liberated. He becomes possessed. He serves new gods, though he calls them by different names. This, I fear, is the tragedy of our age. We have discarded the symbol, but not the need for it. The soul still hungers for the infinite. And when it cannot find the sacred, it deifies the profane. So let us speak of proof. Not proof in the sense of mathematics, but in the sense of gentle emphasis, reality tested by experience. If in every human being, across all times and cultures, there appears an autonomous pattern that commands devotion, reveals wisdom, produces transformation, and orders the psyche toward meaning, then that pattern must be recognized as a real factor of the mind. Call it God. Call it the self. Call it the organizing principle of consciousness. The name is irrelevant. What matters is that it behaves exactly as the idea of God has always behaved. It calls, it judges, it heals, and it demands surrender. Therefore, psychologically speaking, God exists. Not as a metaphor, but as a living reality in the structure of the human soul.